While it was expected Daly Messenger would get the nod anyway, the game's governing body made the controversial decision to consider Messenger, Dave Brown and Frank Burge exempt from the vote. Live stream every game of every round of the 2018 NRL Telstra Premiership on Fox Sports. Sign up now. Having bought the rights to the Immortals concept from Rugby League Week's publisher last year, the NRL decided to allow pre-war players to be considered for the first time. Round 21 Of course, the original judges in 1981 thought it best to only debate the merits of players they had seen, ruling those three out. Wednesday night's decision is seen as a long overdue tribute to those that paved the way for the modern game. Messenger was a standout, in that without his defection to the NSW Rugby League from Rugby Union, the code might not have taken off the way it did with him as the face of the new league. The other two were legends in their own right, and while the judges wouldn't be able to attest to that as witnesses, the players' records and the tales passed down the generations can't be ignored. Daly Messenger named at Immortals induction. Source: Fox Sports. Daly Messenger key stats: points, 381. He scored 148 points in 1911. This stood as the most points scored in a season until 1922. Premierships: 3. Part of the Roosters squad that won 1911-13. Tests for Australia: 7. Also played 2 tests for NZ in the All-Golds. Interstate matches: 6. NSW: 6 wins. Named in the Team of the Century in 2008. Interchange. Messenger was the Sydney rugby star whose defection to league in 1907 paved the way for what we have now and halted Aussie rules surge north. His immense popularity saw the league draw a crowd of 20,000 from the very first game, a test between Australia and the New Zealand All-Golds, and his role in rugby league gaining a foothold was so vital that the NSW Rugby Union expelled him for life, until they reversed their decision in 2007. His influence on the field was just as impressive, as he led Easts to 3 premierships in his 6 years at the club. Frank Burge has been named an Immortal. Source: Fox Sports. Frank Burge key stats: trees, 146, had the most tries for a forward for almost 80 years, until Steve Menzies overtook him. Scored a premiership record 8 tries in one match in 1920 v University. Points: 536. Tests for Australia: 13 interstate matches, 6. NSW: 5 wins. Named in the Team of the Century in 2008. Interchange. This would be a coup for the glib Dirty Reds, where Burge played 150 games and quickly earned selection in NSW and Australian representative sides. He is most notably remembered as one of the game's greatest ever attacking forwards. This was highlighted by his performance in the 1921 Kangaroo Tour of Great Britain, where he scored a staggering 33 tries from 23 games. He was reportedly a fitness freak, and this allowed him to captain coach St George 16 years after making his first-grade debut. Dave Brown has been named an Immortal. Source: Fox Sports. Dave Brown key stats: trees, 93. In the 1935 season, he scored a premiership record 38 tries, points, 194, scored a premiership record 45 points in one match. Premierships: 3. Part of the Roosters squad that won 1935, 36 and 1940. Tests for Australia: 9 interstate matches, 19. NSW: it's hard to imagine the Bradman of league not being an Immortal. He has several records that will most likely never be bettered. They include the 285 points he scored on the 1933-34 Kangaroo Tour from 19 tries and 114 goals, the 38 tries he bagged in the 1935 season for Easts, and his 45-point haul in a club game in 1935. The 38 tries in a season is particularly noteworthy considering he had just 14 games in which to achieve it.